Hello, welcome to today's lesson. It's been a minute since I posted a lesson, but we're here. Today we're going to learn about basic anatomy of an operator. An operator is this box, one that is required to create a network. A lot of operators make a network so that we can be able to create a certain outcome or a certain effect on a video, on a 3D object in TouchDesigner. So the operator is the main basis of a network, and it is very essential in TouchDesigner. So to start off, I am just going to select everything here and delete so that we have a clean palette. To add an operator, go right over here at the plus button, which will create this called an create dialog. This is where all the operators are hosted. This is where you'll get anything and everything that you need to use in TouchDesigner. It's known as an create dialog. To bring up the create dialog, you can also double click on any part of the network home. So just double tap anywhere and a network will come up there. You can also press tab to create a operator. The create dialog will come up too. So we have the add button, we have double tap, and we have tab. All these three methods bring up an create dialog. So let us look at the create dialog first of all. So I'll just use double tap. This category and own as operator families. A family means that it hosts operators that perform functions related to the same line. So for example, tops here is used to create anything texture, anything image, anything that contains pixel data. The top family is the one to loop you in. I will go into detail of what each family does. That is not why we are here today, but I just want you to know that these are known as families, and every family has its members, a bunch of 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 members. You can also custom create your own operators, and that is what that function is for. I hope we're together on that. So let us just look at any family. There are two types of operators: generative and filters. Each family has generative operators and filter operators. So the generative are the darker ones. You can see here we have the chop to, circle, constant, C++, direct in. All those are known as generative. They are darker. This means they generate something out of nothing. Like they don't have to have an input so that they can create or do what they need to do in TouchDesigner. So for example, a video device in just has one outlet. It does not require an input so that it can be able to create, like we said, tops are for textures, images, pixel data. So to create pixel data, generative ones just have the connector outside. Then we have filters. Filters transform data. So for example, if I had an image and I want to change its blur, you can see the Luma blur is a filter, meaning it is something that data passes through for it to be transformed. We're going to look at that in details. Don't worry about it. I will give examples where true to be. But what I want you to know now, to create an operator, double tap, press tab, or just use the plus button up here. Once you get to the creator dialog, they are divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 families, and you can custom make your own. All these types of operators have two types of operators within them. So each family has two types, and you can see them. There are some that are darker, some that are lighter. The darker ones are known as generators, so that means they generate data individually. For example, let us see an example of a generative data that is a circle. Like, you don't need anything else to create a circle. That is what I mean by it's generative. It creates the pixel data from itself. Let us go and have a filter. A filter is known as a bloom, and you can see immediately when you add a bloom on its own, it gives you this to tell you not enough sources specified, meaning you have to have a source image, a source video, so that you can be able to transform, since this is a filterative data, to have an output. That is the difference. So we're going to close up this project so that we can open a new one. Then I can explain now the anatomy. So we're back. Once you open the TouchDesigner, by default you will get this network. It is like the default network that one gets so that they can be able to join TouchDesigner. It's like the default cube in Blender. So we'll go ahead and turn off this part because we don't need it for today's lesson, so that we can have more room to move around. For part of an operator, once you look at each operator, there's a little star at the bottom. This star means it's view active. All these parts are known as flags. So this flag is used to make it view active. View active enables you to unlock other factors whereby you can get additional information on an operator. So start to put it on, start to put it back. Anytime you're doing a tutorial and you think you've gotten lost somewhere, just check at what point the person turned on the viewer active flag. That is always 100% the problem. Next, we have this blue flag. This means display it in the background. Display it on every factor. Display, that means whatever is going on here, show me in the background. Next, we have this viewer. This tells you the type of operator that you're working with. So for example, this is a displace. For example, this is a movie file in. For example, this is a chop to, and you'll see this is usually the default when somebody is doing a tutorial, so that you can get to experience what they are showing you, what type of operator they're showing you. It's more of to enable you to see, hey, this is an out chop, this is a geo chop, stuff it like that. Next, we have this clone immune or clone off. I'll explain that later when I'm displaying functions of operator. The same with this cooking. So to bypass means stop whatever is going on. For example, let us go ahead and do a displace. You see, it's moving. When I press bypass, it means pause whatever is going on. Like bypass this section of the operator. Like whatever is going on, please pause it. I want you to see the network without it. That is what we mean by a bypass. This is a lock. That means I am editing it, but let it not be constant on my operator. So those are the parts of an operator. Okay. Each operator has a parameter dialog, and every operator has different parameters. So for example, the displace has, you can change the displace weight, UV weight, offset, whatnot. We will go through what all those factors means in the next lesson. Today we're just looking at the operator and what it is made of. You see, every operator has a different type of parameters that you can alter. This is to mean, like for example, if I'm doing a video, I need to be able to pause, to play, to increase the speed of a video, stuff and stuff. But if I am doing a hue saturation edit, which is like a generative, which is like a filterative operator, now I need to be able to adjust hue, saturation, nini. That is what I mean. Every operator has different parameters that you can play with. We're going to play with when we are going through each individual family. So once you add an operator, double tap to open the Op Create dialog. As you can see, each time I select an operator, down here we get text telling us what exactly this operator does. It's like meaning